So I'm after the one that's behind this. This is my yard, not my yard, but this is the yard that I work for. It's my yard, yeah. So this is my yard. It doesn't belong to me, but I work for the people it belongs to. So this car, I'm gonna show y'all why I can't go in over here. And my boss had already done all this for me. But boom, you see that? I'm not gonna enter this side. I'm gonna enter from this side. Try to keep. Alright. Typically I'd be gloving up on this, y'all, but this doesn't seem too bad. This is like a really clean person who wrecked this. So I'm not gloving up. Oh crap, it's not gonna start. Battery's dead. I'm gonna have to get my jump box and see if I can't. Alright, so pop it right here. Yeah, they probably got the hazards were left on or something, which happens all the time. I'll get my jump box and see if it'll do anything for it. Rain suit. It's always nice to keep a rain suit. I had to learn that the hard way. Came to work without one. My third week. Golly, soaking wet all day. Thankfully, I was able to go back to my house, but I would have been soaking wet all day if they wouldn't have let me do that. You know. So yeah, I learned real quick having that rain suit, because you never know when you're gonna get a long call. You know, you might not be able to change. So. You know, we have a lot of cool little luxuries like that at this job, but it don't do you no good if you ain't by your house, you know. All right, I'm hoping y'all that'll get me started, so I can just move this without having to hook it up to my truck. It does save quite a bit of time when you do that. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm thoughtful when I'm parking these things. Because now that I know it don't run, well, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to park it a little bit over here by my fence, and I'm going to let it charge my box for a minute.
These days the fleets are automated, so we send them in
I'm going to let it charge my box while I
different time to avoid the collision. Ashley, I've seen Gravity.
Move this truck.
I've seen how Hollywood depicts space junk colliding with spacecraft.
This is kind of like keeps my box charged, and I know that's not the right way, y'all, but it does charge it. It will charge my box like that. So now this is the one I'm after, y'all. Boom, that Chevy. It doesn't look like I'm gonna want to try to drive that up the truck. So we'll see though. I do need to wash the inside of my Regger. I'm going to turn this off. On this one, I weighed 8 clicks. 1, 2. There's my 8 for my glow plugs. Turn her over. This one's automatic, so I hit drive, right? And then, now, I do know that we're spoiled these days with these automatic transmissions, because I remember riding with my friends back in the day that worked for wrecker services that had to drive the manuals. And in this Atlanta traffic, y'all, a manual transmission. Now, don't get me wrong, I love driving manual, but I do understand the true luxury of an automatic and just how spoiled a person is that has one. And I'm very grateful that I'm spoiled, because for me, I want the automatic, y'all. That's just my preference. Don't get me wrong, having that gear in your hand and the power of the gear in your hand, you're going to be able to pull up hills better than me and all that, but I'm not going to be, I just don't like wearing myself out, and so I'm going to go with the sport route, and I'm very grateful that I have that as even an opportunity, and I know that some people don't even have that, but I'm grateful for it. What I do is I keep my AC kind of blowing, y'all. That way when I get back in my office, the truck's nice and cool. Once again, we're a little spoiled at my job, so I got some. Oh yeah, baby. It's a little hot in here today, so we got some cold drinks, cup full of ice. Let's get this bad boy loaded up. You know what? We will use the remote on this one. We're gonna use the remote. I need to clean out the floorboard of my truck and sweep it out, and I need to order some mats. When we got this truck, it didn't come with mats, believe it or not. Did I do my airbags? No, it did not. The bags. And my jump box is over there charging. Killing two birds with one stone. Alright, y'all, so you notice on this, like, I'm not going to be able to drive this up the truck. Look at this thing, dude. And it's a sweeper too, so I'm going to have to be watching. This is going to be a good one. Alright, there. This one all the way off. Okay. I'm staying off of that because I already know what's going to happen there. I should have cleaned it before I loaded this. Very much should have. I don't know what else is holding, but I do need to be moving. I need to be moving. All right. I have towed enough of these, y'all, and I know, you know, you get to a point where you put the same vehicles up enough, you know exactly where to go with it. But if you're never not sure, there are always like manufacturer recommended hook points that you can look up. You can find them on YouTube, and you can also find them on Google. You can Google the vehicle and the recommended hook points. This one is a wreck, y'all, so I'm using my recovery hooks, and I'm going to show y'all where I'm hooking. Once I get this on, now that the beard's not in the way, you guys might actually be able to see some of what I'm doing. All right, I'm going to take this off to where y'all can see. Uh-oh. I just might have hit a button. I can combine the videos and editing. All right, no, we're still rolling, cool. All right, so here, all right, I got my hook in. There, okay. Now that's gonna stay on, I ain't gonna worry about that. So now what I'm gonna do is go in here, and I'm gonna start my truck. That way it's running, and I can use the, well, you know what? With that type of front end damage, I'm not sure what it leaked. So I'm just gonna put it into neutral. I'm not gonna start this thing because I don't know what kind of fluids it's leaked. So, yeah, because I don't need it to be in, I don't need the power steering. All right. Oh, that's not the one. All right, so now I'm gonna put this thing in neutral. Boom. Okay, so it's not gonna go in neutral, and I don't care, it doesn't bother me. I'm not gonna fight with it, and I'm not putting a jump box on this thing. And I have all kinds of reasons why, but we're gonna drag this. We're in gravel, y'all, okay, so it does me no good to put skates up underneath this thing. Now, I might have to fight that wheel. You know what? Let me go watch from up here. I'll put my skates on the front if I have to. You can tell the cable don't like it. All right, something's going on. I might have to pull it out and then pivot some. Yeah, the steering's locked, and that's okay. My winch will pull me straight, but I want to go on the other side and make sure that it's not steering at itself at a crazy angle. And even if it is, I can pivot my bed, so it's not the worst thing in the world if that's the case. All right, so what I'm going to do here is to help this thing slide to the center of my truck, as opposed to it staying all cooped up on one side. I'll take my skate. I'll take my skate and I'll put them underneath both front tires, and it will correct it. It'll straighten it out. And then I'll use the skates to unload it, as far as making it slide off, because there's just no better way, in my opinion. See how it's, oh, here, let me get a good view of what those skates do whenever you, so yeah, I know that this tire was rolling, but I don't want it to. I want it to slide over, so watch. I don't want it on my rail, so watch. It keeps it off my rail. It moved it over, you know? And that's what I wanted. So now, I'm gonna pivot my bed just a little bit. That way, I'm underneath the back tires the way that I want to be, instead of all like real sloppy. And let me look on this side before I turn to make sure I'm up underneath the sweeper. You see how I made sure I was underneath the sweeper first? That's important for these, because if you don't, you could tear that thing up. You could tear it up unloading it or loading it. So all I'm doing here is just a pivot. All right, now that we got that pivot done, we're going to lower the bed down and pull the truck up. All right, she goes straight up. Now this one's got a little weight to it, and I'm not scared. I'll probably end up jumping it where I'm going. I'll more than likely end up jumping it where I'm going, so I can get it in neutral. But I am going to actually suck this up a little bit tight, because it's got, these sweepers have more weight towards the back than a typical truck. Actually, this will be fine right here. I don't need to go up any further. But look, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and get my straps on this thing. I will be putting one chain on it as well, because of it's a little heavier than a normal truck. The biggest thing, y'all, is making sure that you don't tear up this. Just making sure that you're being real careful, taking your time. And like on this, for the off pull, the reason I'm gonna jump is because sliding off for this truck is gonna be more of a problem than what I would want to deal with. So yes, the skates are great for doing those, you know, unloading, but if I can get it into neutral with a jump box, that's more than likely what I'll do. And let's go and see what's going on with this. Yep, still charging it. Still charging it. Notice that that vehicle, it didn't have any like front end damage, right? So I'm not worried about it like all of its fluids being leaked out, and now I can't, now I've totaled the car because I've let it run, you know? No, the reason I'm letting that one run is because it didn't have no front end damage. All right, you know what? I need to level my bed out some, get my remote. I know that these videos are probably a little shaky, y'all, and I'm sorry for that. I'll get that chest mount out of my wife's car as soon as I get a chance. And now I'm going to flatten the bed out, and I'm going to get one chain on the back because that makes me feel better. I'll get one chain, and then I'm also going to do this last strap. I do know that it's all messed up, but believe it or not, that tire, this still does give me some type of grip for this front of this truck. And I'll take what I can get. Now we're gonna hook up one chain. There we go. Now I got a chain on it as well. So now she's got a chain and 4 straps all the way around. Y'all, I will be happy with that. Making sure everything's tight. All right, y'all. If you haven't already, smash that like button, y'all. And then I'll be making sure to get this one, the unload on film, because it's going to probably be a little interesting. And I'm going to get my jump box. Thank y'all for watching. I have taken the liberty, y'all, of jumping the vehicle off already because there are people here and I just wanted to be respectful. So you gotta have to keep in mind, this is a vehicle that was just wrecked, right? Somebody's in the hospital right now. And you gotta be respectful. Yeah, they got a guy in the hospital, y'all, so he's okay, but obviously give some good well wishes for the fan, you know, that he's okay and stays okay. They said that he's just shooken up, but still, you know, just get some positive vibes from everybody given the situation. Want to make sure that I'm being careful, y'all, and not going to tear nothing up on this side of things. I'm going to turn that wheel, just it's actually turning itself, so once it gets close to the fence, put this thing in park for a second. It's in park. Now I'm removing hooks and I'm gonna grab my box. Y'all, I appreciate y'all watching. I'll be right back with y'all. Subscribe if you haven't.